Hello, it's me yet again. It's Sunday morning. It's time for another gimmick table gimmick thing, even though we're on a couch with a cushion. That's okay, that's the name we went with, and that's it. So, after 2 weeks of looking at stuff that I bought from proper stores, and the autofocus is failing, we're going to look at something that I bought from the flea market for ancient technology. It's a Wii accessory that was originally released in the year 2010 and was cited as a massive mistake by the people who made this thing when the company went out of business and bankrupt and stuff. Anyways, this is the uDraw GameTablet. It is a tablet with a stylus. This is a stylus. You use it to draw things. And you could put it on top here so it looks nice. It looks like a proper tablet. Probably because it is a proper tablet. The uDraw is essentially a drawing accessory for the Wii. Came out in 2010, sold 1 million units, and then THQ wanted to bring it over to the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360, and that turned out to be a huge disaster. So much so that when THQ closed down, one of its heads apparently said that this thing was a massive mistake. And which is funny because at the time it did get some positive reviews, so clearly it did something right, I guess. But I don't know, I guess it was a massive mistake or something. Anyways, you got a slot here to put in your Wii remote. There, I'll demonstrate. This is a Wii remote. It fits in here. But where are we going to put this lanyard thing? Well, you have a slot here. You figure it'd be for batteries, but no, it's just a thing. And what you do here, I shall attempt to demonstrate poorly. You take your little strap. I shall attempt to do this with the viewfinder. Fail miserably. I will look directly, and there we go. You sort of do that, hold that down, and then take the cable, you plug it in there, and then, you try to fit it in, and there you go. There you go. It looks really, really nice. And the white color of the tablet fits in with your white remote. Let's try that again. The white tablet fits in nicely with the white Wii remote. Unless you have a black one, or a pink one, or a baby blue one, or a red one, in which case, well, it's going to look awkward. But since I have a white one, it looks pretty. Yeah, and that's all I got. So basically you stick this in there, and then you draw. And this cable is connected to the tablet. You don't want anything to happen to this cable, because once this cable is gone, this whole thing is worthless. So, it even says so in the book. Now normally this comes in a box. I bought this secondhand, kind of obvious. But it did come with a game, or a program. It's the uDraw Studio program for Wii. Requires the uDraw GameTablet. And it really does. It won't work if you don't have the tablet. So if you bought this without a tablet, well, I don't know what's wrong with you, but in any event, rated E for everyone, because of course it is. Why would a paint program not be rated E for everyone? Unleash your inner Picasso. Create and organize masterpieces in gallery. Okay, so basically it's a paint program, but there's also some line art that you could color in, like a coloring book and stuff like that. And, you could save your creations to an SD card for easy sharing in either JPEG or PNG formats, one of which is lower quality, the other is higher quality, and, yeah, anyways. So it comes on a disc, as you would expect. And this is the paper-thin instruction manual. About 6 whole pages. So if you're wondering how this works, it's a fairly basic paint program. but it's a paint program. That's pretty much all there is to it. And I will show you some footage, showing the tablet in action. But it's a paint program, and there are other paint programs that works with this uDraw tablet thing. But I don't want to turn this into a review of this. This is more about this because it's a tablet. It has a little nib here that you push down and you draw things and stuff like that, and looks very, very pretty. And yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's a tablet that draws stuff, and now it's a kid's toy, so I don't expect it to be up to the standards of whatever drawing tablets you had at the time. Like I had one from a few years ago, and then I bought a better one. And the better one is what I have, but it's also fairly recent, so I don't know if that would be a good comparison to this. But it's a tablet. I don't know what else you want me to say except, hey, you know what? Let's look at some footage of me using this thing, and I don't know what else to say. So, anyways, just roll the footage. Let's be done with this. I guess if we're going to talk about the uDraw GameTablet, we might as well talk about the uDraw Studio program that it came with originally. But I don't know what to say here. I mean, if you're going into this expecting anything more than a simple drawing program, then I really don't know what to tell you. But that's what uDraw Studio is. It's a simple drawing program for the Wii using the uDraw tablet, and, well, the program is smart enough to tell you whether you have the tablet plugged into your Wii remote, thus assuring you requiring the device to function with this thing, because without it, it won't work. So the program has two major modes, a drawing mode where you can draw on blank pages on a variety of surfaces, or you could go for the coloring book portion of the program where you have numerous line art imagery grouped into various categories to choose from, and then you just fill in the blanks with colors and things of that nature, and even enhance it to your desires or something like that. For the most part, it's a fairly basic paint program with some basic functionality that if you just wanted to draw some quick doodles or put together some digital paintings, that sort of stuff, you could probably do that provided you have the proper skill set. Or, anyone could do doodles, but to do the more advanced stuff, well, that takes a little more practice. It's not a sophisticated drawing program, there's no semblance of a zoom feature to be found, but you can turn your creations into JPEGs and PNGs to share with the world, although don't expect anything really high quality from the output. Anyway, I don't want to dwell too much on the program because that's not the point of the video, but for what uDraw Studio has to offer, it's more than adequate as far as being an introduction to the uDraw GameTablet. Now, as far as the tablet itself is concerned, it's alright, I guess. You hover the pen over the tablet and a little cursor appears on screen. You push down on the nib to select things or draw or whatever the case may be. You use the buttons on the side to bring up a menu with all your tools and palettes and stuff. Basically, it works well enough for what it does, although it does take a bit of getting used to if you've never used a stylus with a nib that needs to be pushed down or something like that. But in any event, it's a alright tool for what it is, a simple kid's toy that can also be enjoyed by non-kids with some artistic aspirations or something to that extent. It works for what it does, let me just put it that way. And for letting me draw little doodles and stuff like that, it works well enough, I guess. There's not much else I can really say about it. It's a simple tablet. How would it compare to more proper tablets that you would get on the computer side of things? Well, it's been a while. It's certainly nowhere near as sophisticated as the Wacom that I have, although to be fair, that's a little more newer piece of tech, so obviously it's not going to compare to that. But, I don't know, it's not the best thing I've ever used, but it's not the worst either. Really, I've got nothing else to say about this thing, so, it works. What else can I say? Let's closing thoughts. Yep. And that was uDraw Studio using the uDraw GameTablet, and it works well enough, I guess. It's not the most sophisticated piece of technology out there, but it does work. It does do as advertised, You know, if you wanted to draw stuff, you could draw stuff. And if you have the patience to actually learn how to draw on this thing and how to, you know, manipulate the pen and the stylus properly, you could do some cool stuff with it, I guess, I suppose. But that's a big if. For the most part, you know, it's something that I wouldn't mind, you know, keeping around every once in a while if I'm bored. You know, I'll just, you know, pop this in and just do a couple quick doodles here and there, and you know, maybe paint some coloring stuff and stuff like that. So I don't know, I might get some mileage out of this, more so than the Miss Pac-Man plug and play that we looked at a couple weeks ago. But yeah, yeah, it's okay. I think it's okay. Uh, Probably not the most exciting thing, and probably and really, I don't think you know anyone who has a Wii is gonna want to go for this or anything like that. I figure, hey, if you want to draw stuff on a screen, you'd probably just, you know, get a proper paint program and, you know, use your mouse or a proper tablet for, like one of those Wacom things. But I don't know, for a cheap kid's toy, I don't know. Look, I bought this for like 10-20 bucks, more or less. I don't know how much it originally retailed, but I figure you find one of these, I don't think it's gonna be that expensive for the most part. But who knows? Anyways, you know, kid's toy, I guess, but works fairly well. I don't see why not. So, yeah, that's all I got. So, good night.